Welcome to this week's edition of Fun Activities in 5, where we are taking an activity that I use in my classroom. Maybe it's old for you, maybe it's new for you, and giving you something to either bring back or try out this week. This week, I'm really excited because I'm a little getting on my soapbox, at least part of my soapbox, because we're going to talk about gallery walks. I love gallery walks. Gallery walks are one of my favorite things in the entire world, and I can't do it all in 5 minutes, so we're going to break it down. We talked a couple weeks ago about speaking or production-based gallery walks, where students were looking at a picture, talking to a partner to match it to a statement, and negotiating for that meaning and agreement. Today I want to talk to you about using a gallery walk to help students process information. About 2 years ago, I started a series of units around the 7 wonders in different countries and different continents. I created them mostly to be multi-day subplans for my classroom, but I love using them for other things now. One of the things I love using them for is anytime I want to bring in a little bit of geography, because the way these units are set up is students are reading about different places within a country or within a continent, and then the way they are processing that information is on a note catcher that looks like this, where it has pointed out places on a map for students to connect with of what they read and the map and the geography existence of these places. So when students are going into this activity, I do go over the map first, especially if it's like we're doing Africa or Asia or a place they may be less familiar with geographically or on a map. But if we're doing something like, say, Mexico, where the readings address things like it's on the west coast, or it's in the northeast of Mexico, or it's in the center of Mexico. Whenever they give those directions, students are able to navigate that map to figure out where things go and where things are located. So using a gallery walk in the way of a double meaning, so not only are students getting content, which in this particular set of activities, students are reading about 7 different places within the area that's being discussed. So they're reading 7 things that look like this. They're reading about the wonder or the event or the place in that area. They're reading 7 of those. They're also getting 7 pieces of geographical information by using a map that looks like this to take those notes to process. With things like this, my goal is that students are just getting what I like to call bonus information with reps in a comprehensible way. Will I ever test my students on the 7 wonders of Costa Rica? No, that's not going to happen. But my hope is that students are getting those reps of things like is located, has this kind of activity, these kinds of geographical feature vocabulary words, northeast, southwest, ocean, mountains, etc. They're getting the reps of words like that are fairly high frequency in the travel world. And then 2, that they're getting a little bit of geographical knowledge on a map by seeing 1, what that country or that continent or that area looks like, and 2, where it is located in the world, so that it minimizes questions like, is Costa Rica an island next to Mexico? Oh, Spain's an island off the coast of Mexico. I don't know if your kids have ever said that, but every year my kids think every country is an island off of Mexico. So we're trying to lessen that confusion, clarify some things. And then 3, that students may get inspired to travel somewhere that they had never heard of or would have otherwise not considered. When we do a gallery walk on the 7 wonders of South America, kids have heard of Machu Picchu, kids have heard of Iguazu Falls, but then they get to see other things that they've never heard of. And all of a sudden students want to go to places like Colombia or Uruguay or Chile because now they know they exist and they know it's located there. So if you have ever done any type of processing gallery walk where your students have taken information and processed it in a way that's not just a note catcher, but that is including some kind of bonus content, I would love to know. If you are interested in the 7 Wonders units, I will link the bundle in the comments where you can see all of the ones that are available. And I would love for you to try using something like a gallery walk in your class. And when you do, to let me know how much you love it, because you will. Thanks for joining me this week, and I look forward to seeing you next time.